Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Italy, a Place to Love YouTube channel. My name is Antonio, and here we are again with another episode of the 20 regions of Italy explained. So, the first region was Abruzzo, that we investigate a bit, and now we go to the next one in alphabetical order. And so, we are going to discover Basilicata region. Now, Basilicata is in the south of Italy, and let's start reading a bit what they are saying about Basilicata on this website that is called italia.it. Now, Basilicata, a region of ancient origins suspended between two seas and with mountains of great beauty. Basilicata is a region where the passage of man has left its mark since prehistoric times. With the ancient name of Lucania, it is enriched by an incredible artistic heritage. Not to mention its never boring panorama, which ranges from the Lucanian Dolomites to the Pollino Park, passing through two seas. Okay, so this was a quick description of Basilicata. Now, here is the map of Basilicata. Now, as you can see, Basilicata, it's not a very big region. It's not very populated. It's only 500,000 inhabitants, the entire region. And so it's made of two provinces. One is Potenza, that is also the capital of the region itself. And then we have Matera, that is the second province of Basilicata region. Now, here in the picture on the right, we can see a view of Matera. Anyway, Matera, also Potenza. Also Potenza is a very beautiful city, has to be discovered. Matera is unique. Matera is simply unique, and we're gonna read more now in the article itself. Let's go and read. Let's investigate more. Okay, let's start reading here. Okay, so is in English, so we don't have to translate it. Okay, Basilicata, an escape from daily stress to rediscover the beauty. Rediscover beauty. A visit to Basilicata is an experience that is not to be forgotten, an immersion in colors, scents, flavors, and a silence so regenerating that we forget the stress of everyday life. Now, I have to agree with this because I've relocated here, and in particular, I moved here to get out from the stress of the city life. And so I needed to regenerate myself. And here, let me say, I'm finding myself very, very happy. Okay, let's start reading. Now, here, for example, we have a picture of Matera. This is Matera town. Now, I hope many of you have visited Matera because it's a city that really deserves to be visited. It's a unique city in the world. And now, as you can see here in the picture, the first impression that gives is of a labyrinth. So when you are there, you are feeling like you are in a labyrinth in a very old historical place. Beautiful, must, has to be visited. Okay, now let's start reading. uh, Baited by two seas, battered by two seas, the Tyrrhenian to the west and the Ionian to the east, very different in terms of landscapes, beaches and coastal colors. Basilicata enchants with six small picturesque villages over 1,000 meters above sea level. Let me stop 1 second. Now, not all the towns in Basilicata are above or over 1,000 meters above the sea level. Let me say, Basilicata is a region full of mountains. There are plenty of mountains, beautiful, the Apennines mountains that deserve to be visited anyway. But for example, the town where I'm located, it's only 350 meters above the sea level. So it's not like all the towns are above the 1,000 meters above the sea level. Now let's keep reading. woods and forests covering the mountains, a landscape characterized by unspoiled nature. I have to agree. So, that goes hand in hand with a prestigious history, all in one small region with attractions for all the tastes. Now, here we have a map of Basilicata region. I mean, it's this part here that we can see, and is in between Apulia, Campania, that is here, and Calabria in the southern border. And then let's see here what are these numbers on the map. Now, here we have Melfi, that is a town that has to. I mean, here they're showing the most characteristic places, but nearly all the region is very characteristic. So we have Castle of Melfi, then we have Venosa town, that is actually the nearest town where I'm located. That is in Monte Milone. I'm only 20 kilometers from Venosa. I nearly go twice a week, and it's a beautiful town. I never get bored each time I go there. Then we have Potenza. Potenza is the capital of the region. It's a particular city because Potenza is a city in the mountains and is divided in between the old part of Potenza, that is in the high part, and then there's the lower part of Potenza that has kind of very high buildings, and it's particular, gives a very, very strange feeling when you go there because you see this city in the middle of forest, in the middle of fields, in the middle of the mountains, because we are above the 700 meters, the sea level. So it's a very particular city. For example, what impressed me is that when you are in the lower part, there are lifts that are bringing you to the old part, and it's a kind of 100 meters that you are doing with this lift. They are free. They are for all the citizens who wants to go up and down. It's amazing. It's amazing. It was an experience. Then here, okay, we have Matera and Altamura that deserve to be visited. Here we have Metaponto. Here we have another town on the sea called Maratea. That doesn't have to be confused with Matera. Matera is the province of Matera, and then Maratea is this beautiful town on the Tyrrhenian Sea. And then we have here Pollino Mountains, the Pollino National Park, and so on. So let's keep reading. Origins and historical background on Basilicata. Now, here I see the town. I recognize this town because I visited last year, last summer. This town is Bernalda. I recognize by the castle. And actually, this town is famous because gave the nativity to one of the most famous American director called Francis Ford Coppola. So everyone goes just to because Francis Ford Coppola was born there, or maybe if not him, his parents. Now I don't know, I'm not sure, but he goes quite often. It's renovated. His daughter, all his family is visiting quite often. Okay, let's keep reading. The history of Basilicata dates back to antiquity with the development of indigenous communities, as shown by the evidence of the Serra d'Alto culture and the necropolis near Castelluccio. Its golden age, however, dates back to the colonization of Magna Grecia, the Big Greece, thanks to the incredible fertility of the Ionian coastline. It was chosen by some Greek colonies to found Metapontion. Today is Metapontum, today is Metaponto, together with Sybaris, but Sybaris is in Calabria region, and actually Sibari is gonna be the next town where I'm gonna check the cheapest properties in Italy. So I'm gonna this time we are going into Calabria. I'm giving these hints for the next video. Then Metaponton soon became one of the most powerful cities on Magna Grecia. Now it's well known that even Pythagora, he lived here in Metaponto, and that's where he founded his schools. And so Pythagora, the great Greek scientist, philosopher, and so on, very famous. Actually, Teorema di Pythagora. He was a mathematician as well. So the Pythagoras theorem. Now, let's keep reading. In the Middle Ages, after the Saracen incursion, the period of the Altavilla family, historical protagonist of the events in southern Italy, who took advantage of the wars between the various dukedoms and principalities to become the masters of the area, took hold. Okay, Altavilla family is Friedrich II, Friedrich Redbeard. So the one who gave, they were Normans, and they were the one who gave all the beauties, most of the beauties that we can notice now in between Puglia, Campania, Calabria, and Basilicata is thanks to this family around the 13th century. Okay, let's keep reading. Now, the main cities of Basilicata. Here we can see a picture of Matera, this house built into the stones. Now, Basilicata is full of fascinating destination, but its rare pearl is Matera, a miracle suspended in time. The city of the Sassi of Matera has been chosen as the European Capital of Culture in 2019 and is a small jewel carved out of the mountains where the population used to live. Yeah, up to 70 years ago, people used to live in the caves. Then the government, back in the days, 70 years ago, decided to empty it all. They built the new Matera, but now, because they were so beautiful, they've been repopulated. And actually, now the houses are extremely expensive. If you want to buy a house in Matera, I mean, prices are very, very high. The Sassi, that's what it's called, with their labyrinth of alleys and stairways and ancient buildings, have been declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Potenza is the capital of Basilicata, as I said before, located on the Apennine Ridge north of the Lucanian Dolomites, with an ancient area at the top of the hill and a modern city as its foot. As I said, there is the modern city, and it's kind of shocking because you see nature, a city, and then the historical part. Is a very, very good combination, and the city is not very big itself, so you still have the feeling of being in a town. The old streets of the city center, starting with the narrow Via Pretoria, are fascinating. Although it was profoundly damaged by the 1980 earthquake, yes, partially Basilicata was affected by a big earthquake in 1980. Also, Monte Milone, the town where I'm relocated, was affected. Anyway, not big damages here. There were only few structural damages. Nobody died, but it's well known that in the 1980 earthquake in Irpinia region died several people. Open air, so the city remains an open air art gallery of great value. Melfi, a historic town in the province of Potenza. Now, Melfi is only 30 kilometers away from me. I go quite often. I have important offices, so where I need to go, I go there, like Agenzia delle Entrate, the taxes office is in Melfi for me. Also captivates with its imposing walls. Thanks to its strategic location, it was the protagonist of important historical events. The First Crusade was decided here, and centuries later, Friedrich II promulgated the first written laws of the Middle Age, also called La Costituzione di Melfi, Melfi Constitution. Other beautiful destinations in the area include Maratea. Maratea is not Matera, doesn't have to be confused with Matera, and is on the Tyrrhenian Sea, and is a pearl, is a gem, deserve to be visited. And beautiful beaches, beautiful bays, so an amazing place where to spend an holiday. The Gulf of Policastro, the many villages, and the Lucanian Dolomites. Now let's keep reading. Here we can see one of the bays of Maratea. So basically, one of these places where you can swim and enjoy your holidays. It's similar to Amalfi region. So when if you have been to Amalfi or the Costiera Amalfitana and Naples area, it's very very region. It's not that crowded as Costiera Amalfitana, so you can enjoy more, relax, and discover the beauties of this area. Now, the first stop on a holiday in Basilicata is the charming Venosa. Now, I'm glad they're mentioning Venosa because I repeat, is a beautiful town, very historical. You never get bored over there. Considered one of the most beautiful villages in Italy, located in the province of Potenza, so it's in the northeastern part of Basilicata at the border with Puglia, with the Puglia region. In the province of Potenza in the Vulture area. Its origins go back into the past. The prehistoric site of Notarchirico, that I recently visited, is the oldest in Basilicata, but I think it's one of the oldest in Italy. You can find things up to 120, 150 years ago. So, prehistorical site. Um, Another must-see is the Pollino Park, located between Basilicata and Calabria, and considered the largest protected area in Italy. In the depths of the Vulture volcano lie the Monticchio Lakes. That is one of my favorite places. So, depths of the Vulture volcano lie the Monticchio Lakes. This volcano that I can see even from where I am, it's a volcano that is not active anymore. And now, on top of the volcano, there are these beautiful two lakes with the shape of an eight. So, and it's an amazing place. A site of archaeological and environmental interest with typical lake fauna and a rare and very varied flora. The gentle, harmonious landscape of Basilicata Hills is interrupted by the Lucanian Dolomites. With their distinctive spires, the Dolomite Ridge forms an environment of incredible naturalistic value. Now, let's keep reading. On the Ionian coast of Basilicata are the most beautiful beaches in the area, while on the Tyrrhenian side are the well-known beaches of Maratea, such as Macarro, Acquafredda, and Fiumicello. So on the Ionian coast, we find Metaponto, Policoro, and many other beautiful places that are mainly beaches. And Maratea is more rocky, so it depends which type of sea you prefer. Okay, let's keep reading. The unusual places of Basilicata, two stops. Now, the locations are unusual, the activities to be enjoyed special. The Volo dell'Angelo consists of a steel cable suspended between Castelmezzano and Pietrapertosa in the Lucanian Dolomites. Personally, I would never do anything dangerous. For me, it's dangerous, so but it's beautiful. I know a lot of people that have done this Volo dell'Angelo. To be flown suspended in the air alone or in pairs for adrenaline filled experience. Because I hate adrenaline filled experience, I will never personally do it. Now, Castelmezzano is worth a trip, typically medieval. It is a cluster of houses with sandstone roofs set into the rock. Finally, those in search of spirituality will love the crypt of the original scene in Matera, dubbed the Sistine Chapel of Rock, thanks to its precious cycle of frescoes. And now let's close with food, okay, because obviously food is part of every region in Italy, and each region has its own delicacies. So, the typical products of Basilicata, four delicacies to taste. Let's see. Here I have to spend as well few words at the end of the video. There are many typical Lucanian products and they are all delicious, but there are four that must absolutely be tasted. starting with Caciocavallo Podolico. Now, here it's well known that where I am is made one of the best Caciocavallo Podolico. I will show you later at the end of the video how this cheese is made. A typical cheese obtained using the pasta filata technique after a second cooking of the curd. Among the symbols of the area is the bread of Matera, one of the few that has earned the PGI title, made exclusively with durum wheat semolina. Among the area's most popular agricultural products are the red aubergines of Rotonda, which looks, here you can even find the white aubergines that are very, very particular. So among the area's most popular agricultural products are the red aubergines of Rotonda, which look like tomatoes and grow in the valleys of the Pollino National Park. Now, Pollino National Park is on the far side of where I am, and if I want to go over there, it takes me around 3 hours if I want to drive. It's a quite long distance. It's much, much closer Bari, that is only 1 hour driving. So, and it's in Apulia region, and I can take a plane, I can take a flight from Bari. Finally, it is worth tasting the unmissable crappiata materana, a legume soup typical of the Matera area with a very old recipe. Now, legumes are my favorite. I love it. And here the diet is, well, you can find so many dishes with beans, lentils, chickpeas. So they are gorgeous. The way they cook it here is simply the top. Now, events in Basilicata, two unmissable attractions. Let's read just this little paragraph. Among the events not to be missed that take place in the region, two stands out for their tradition and importance. The Parade of the Turks in Potenza, a historical reenactment that takes place every year on the 29th of May. So I'm waiting for you in Basilicata the 29th of May. We will go all together. And the Tricarico Fest Carnival, one of the most important events with a parade of cow and bulls masks representing a typical herd in transhumance. Transhumance is this move when they used to move the sheep and the cows from one place to another, and they were walking days. Okay, so we arrive at the end of the video, and now I want to show you, okay, simply that I'm located here in Venosa. I'm in the northeastern part of Basilicata region, and as you can see, I'm very close to Apulia Sea. And then if I want to drive to Bari, the roads are very comfortable. It's nearly 1 hour driving. Okay, let's just discover 1 second Caciocavallo, okay? Because I want to show you. I just stop here, and so basically Caciocavallo is this shape cheese, has a round shape, and is seasoned cheese, so it might last long. For you can keep it for a very long time. Now I'm living, and I go to buy myself to one of the best producer in the world about Caciocavallo. Now Caciocavallo, they are not all the same. I mean, the quality might be different. So if you want to pick the best quality, the price is a bit expensive. Okay, but for example, let's check a minute the prices. For example, I see here we have 73 euro. Okay, for a whole cheese, that is 2 kilos of cheese. But anyway, it's simply amazing. I have to make a video. Simply next time I'm going to buy Caciocavallo here from my local farmer, and he's making one of the best in the world. I'm gonna make the name in the next video that I'm gonna make about this cheese. He's selling to me. He's selling to for 50 euro a Caciocavallo. It's generally around 2 kilos. maybe 1.8, 2.2, 1.9. So the price for me is a bit cheaper because I'm a local. I know this producer, so he gives to me. Then in the future, if you might be interested to buy, we might organize because can be sent everywhere in the world that are already delivering these in all over Italy. And there are people coming to buy this cheese practically from all over Italy. There are people in Milan, people in Turin, people in Rome who are simply ordering caciocavallo from this area because it's considered one of the best. So we see that the price here is so 35.61 per kilo. Then I see this one per 74. It's 1.8, so here we are around 40 euro per kilo. Then, for example, here they sell just a slice that is half kilo for 1870. So the price per kilo of caciocavallo podolico, here it shows, and is top cheese. Now there are even some locals that they melted on top of the bread. They put on the fireplace and it's melting on the bread. So there are many beautiful recipes. And anyway, it's perfect, grated on pasta, um, top cheese. Okay, my friends, I've been a bit longer simply because Basilicata is the region where I'm living. But so I'll see you to the next video, to the next region that is going to be Calabria. Now, if you watch up to now, I will recommend you to subscribe, put like, and I'll see you to the next videos, my friends. Have a nice day. Bye.